Welcome back. We go to Los Angeles now, where law enforcement is bracing for what could be another night of protests over immigration enforcement operations there.
Yeah, last night protesters burned cars and faced off in the streets, resulting in several arrests. Now there is another clash between local and state officials and the White House. NBC's Jay Gray is live on the ground in LA right now, where, Jay, we understand this is a very active situation with what's happening there.
Yeah, in fact, Betsy, Jay, we are being moved out by officers now on the ground here. As you can see, what they've done is come in. Things have intensified dramatically over the last 15 minutes or so. A clash between these officers as well as protesters that had gathered here. They were out and into the street. There was shoving back and forth. We saw next some bottles thrown at the officers who were standing outside of the federal complex. And that's when officers started to move in and clear things away. Again, this is a rapidly changing situation, but they're pushing these protesters down Alameda Street, which is the street that runs along the federal complex here. And they had been out here for much of the morning, and things had been relatively peaceful. There had been some back and forth, but nothing extravagant. And then things started to explode at that point. And when they did, there were at least 2 people arrested as part of this effort to move things out and move people down the road. This, again, just the 5th day of what's been immigration raids across the city, and then at times violent protests. Though I need to stress this was not a violent protest at the time. There were a few actors who pushed in a little too tight and started jostling back and forth with the officers that were lining that federal complex.
All right, Jay Gray reporting live on the ground in L.A. I'm sure we'll keep our eye on all of the events that are happening there. Jay, again, we'd say this to you with each hit, but please, you and your crew, be very careful and stay safe out there.